Ah, soil. It's amazing that a little seed, soil, water, and sunlight can produce something that you can eat. In this video, we're going to talk about soil. What is soil? What makes up soil? What are certain things that will affect my soil? Hey, one other thing, if you're new here or have been here before, but you haven't already followed us, I'd ask that you consider to. Also, if you could please like and share this page. For plants to grow, soil has to be at the right condition. Typically, you don't have to do too much to your soil. Sometimes though, you do have to do something. One of the biggest issues with soil is acidity or pH. To test your pH level of your soil, you need to go buy a testing kit. No, we don't have to make a science experiment out of it. Just a typical pH level kit that you can get from any store, Lowe's, Home Depot, or Amazon. Now we're going to go into detail on each one of these with the phosphorus, the pH, the potassium, and the nitrogen. pH levels are between 0 and 14. 6.5 to 7 is your typical acidity level. Normal vegetable plants need that's around 6.5 and 7, just a slight acidic level. Some fruit plants that need acidic level are gooseberries, blueberries, cranberries, even elderberry. If your soil is too acidic, some plants may not be able to absorb the nutrients that they need. Now let's go talk, how can I raise my acidic level and how can I lower my acidic level? So again, we're going to talk about how to raise my acidic level. There are several ways to raise your acidic level. I'm going to focus more on the natural, more organic ways. So compost is a very good way to raise your acidic level. Now, if you're going to add compost, you're going to need a lot, like 20% compost per volume of soil. So again, yeah, that would be a lot of compost, but if you have it, use it. White distilled vinegar solution would be very good as well, but note, never put undistilled vinegar on or around your plants. You will burn them and kill them. To use this method, you want to add about 2 teaspoons vinegar per gallon. Peat moss can be used as well. Peat moss by nature is very acidic, but be careful when you're using it in areas with clay soil. You're not going to want to use a lot because it absorbs a lot of moisture. So remember, like I said, acidic soil can actually harm plants that cannot tolerate acidic soil. It can actually prevent the plant from absorbing nutrients. So what can you do to lower your soil's acidic level? Adding lime to your soil is a very good way to lower your acidic level. This is one of the fastest ways to increase your soil's pH level. Bone meal is also a great source of calcium and can help raise your soil's pH level over time. So that's going to be a slower way to raise it. Another way is compost. But note, we're not going to add a lot of compost like we would do to raise our acidic level. What we do is we would put about 3 to 4 inches of compost in our garden a year, and over a long period of time that will help lower our acidic level. I would recommend adding compost to your garden anyway every year. You can also put eggshells in your soil. Eggshells are good when it's outside. It's a very good fertilizer. Deers also hate the smell of eggs. You can also use wood ash to lower your pH levels. Now let's talk about wood ash. So you just got done with a great fire. You had marshmallows, you had great company over. What if I told you your garden will love your fire too? So wood ash, what do you do with your wood ash after you're done with your fire? Did you know your garden can benefit from it a lot? Wood ash, also known as potash, is full of potassium. Potash helps strengthen the cell walls of your plants, which gives it better immunity against diseases and fungus. It makes your fruits and vegetables taste a lot better by improving the nutrients and flow of water and sugar. It also helps your plants flower more. And more flowers means more yield and more food for you to eat. Wood ash, I would say, is another really good way to improve your overall soil's pH level. Note, do not use treated wood or black walnut at all. That is generally very toxic to plants. Another really good benefit of using wood ash is that it helps keep away slugs and snails. It's a natural repellent. We'll talk more about that in our pest control episode that I have coming up soon. One thing that's really important about potash is you do not want to apply it if your pH level is higher than a 7. Also, do not use potash with acidic loving fruits and vegetables. The next thing we need to talk about is phosphorus. Phosphorus plants need to set root and stimulate flower growth. Low phosphates are typically not common in home gardens. Things that can help is bone meal, animal manure, using a rototiller, or getting there with a pitchfork and turning it. Too much phosphorus will actually harm your plants. They will give it fungus, distress, so it's better to have a deficiency than having too much. But it is still wise to make sure you get that phosphorus level balanced. So why do I have a high level of phosphorus in my garden? Compost and fertilizer. Well, you're gonna say, Matt, you tell me to use that. The answer is yes. Again, remember, it's a balance. So we need to use the compost, we need to use that fish fertilizer, but we do need to help bring our phosphorus down. I personally till my garden every year. That tends to work the best for me. But if you do need to do other supplements, please use some of the things that I've told you to do. So one way we can add nitrogen to our garden is by the use of compost, which is what I personally use. You can use fish fertilizer. I use that as well as a supplement as needed. Now, I've talked a lot about compost. What is compost? I have a video on that. I'll put the link down below. Check it out. Very good information. If you do have too much nitrogen and you need to get it out, water it. Right? We water all the time, but add a lot more water. It flushes it out. If you have plants in your garden and you're flushing it out with a bunch of water, you might have to temporarily move those plants. If the plants can't handle a lot of water, it's best to transplant them, pick them up, and put them in a container. You could also use low nitrogen mulch or sawdust in your soil to pull that nitrogen out. So with all these things considered, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash, I do still highly recommend this fish fertilizer. It's a 5-1-1, meaning that it's got 5% nitrogen, 1% phosphorus, and 1% potash. Most fertilizers will contain nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It should be NPP, but they call it NPK. I guess that periodic table comes into play for the letter K. I don't know. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video today. And if you're new here and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button right down below there. That means a lot to me. It helps me out as well, so I can continue to share my mission on helping people grow their own food. Again, please hit that subscribe button right down there below. Hey, and until next time, keep growing, and I'll talk to you later.